Sairam students, today we are going to learn Geography, 7th chapter, Rocks and Rock Types, Part 2. Before that, let's take a short recap what we had learned in our previous session. We had learned rocks and igneous rocks, means primary rocks. And today we are going to learn sedimentary rocks. Due to continuous variations in the temperature, rocks develop cracks. Similarly, the water percolating through rocks dissolves the soluble minerals. This leads to the weathering of rocks. They get disintegrated or decomposed. That is, they get reduced to pieces. So students, due to continuous variations means difference in the temperature, rocks develop cracks. Okay. Similarly, the water percolating through rocks dissolves the soluble minerals, means the water which sweeps or leaks through rocks dissolves the soluble minerals, means get mixed with the soluble minerals. This leads to the weathering of rocks. They get disintegrated. Disintegrated means break up or fall to pieces or decompose. Okay, that is, they get reduced to pieces. Okay, now the next. These rock particles get transported by rivers, glaciers, wind, etc. towards low-lying areas and are deposited there. One after the other, layers of sediments get deposited in this way. So students, these rock particles get carried by rivers, glaciers, winds, etc. towards low-lying area and are placed there. One after the other, layers of sediments get placed in this way. Okay. The upper layers exert heavy pressure on the lower layers. This leads to compaction of material and development of sedimentary rocks. So students, the upper layers exert heavy pressure on the lower layers. This means the upper layers apply heavy pressure on the lower layers. This leads to compaction of material, means contraction of materials and development of sedimentary rocks. Okay. Now the next point, one can easily see layers in the sedimentary rocks. While layers are getting deposited, the remains of dead animals or plants get buried in these layers at times. So students, while layers are getting deposited, means placed, the remains of dead animals or plants get buried. Buried means in Hindi we say dafan karna. In these layers at times. So one can easily see layers in the sedimentary rocks. Okay. Now the next. Therefore, one may find fossils in sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are generally brittle and lightweight. Most of them are porous. Okay. So students, sedimentary rocks are generally brittle and lightweight, and most of them are porous, means they have holes in them. Okay. So therefore, one may find fossils in sedimentary rocks. So the next point, sandstone, limestone, shale, corals, etc. are sedimentary rocks. One may find coal seams in sedimentary rocks. So students, one may find coal seams, means layers, in sedimentary rocks. Then sandstone, limestone, shale, corals, okay, etc. are sedimentary rocks. So you know sandstone, you know limestone. So what is shale? Shale means peach stone, you can say. And corals. Corals. In Hindi we say munga. Okay. So all those stones are sedimentary rocks. Okay. So next point, fossils. The buried remains of dead animals or plants become subject to heavy pressure. As a result, their impressions get marked in the rocks. So students, the buried remains of dead animals. Buried means in Hindi we say dafan karna. Okay. So the buried remains of the dead animals or plants became subject to heavy pressure. Okay. And as a result, their impressions get marked in the rocks. So students, impressions means in Hindi we say chhap. Okay. Now the next, at times the buried animals or plants get petrified. These are called fossils. The study of fossils provides information about the life in that period. So students, at times the buried animals or plants get petrified. Petrified means to become stone-like or stiff. These are called fossils. Okay. Then the study of fossils provides information about the life in that period. Okay. So this is the picture of fossils. Students, now the next is metamorphic rocks. So metamorphic rocks means which arise from the transformation of existing rock types in a process called metamorphism, which means change in forms. Okay, so let's see. Volcanic activity and other earth movements constantly take place on the earth. While these are occurring, the igneous or sedimentary rocks in that region are subjected to tremendous pressure and heat. This leads to changes in the nature as well as chemical composition of the original rocks. So students, volcanic activity and other earth movements constantly take place on the earth. Means always they take place on the earth. Okay. While these are occurring, the igneous or sedimentary rocks in that region are subjected to tremendous pressure and heat. Means more pressure and heat. This leads to changes in the nature as well as chemical composition of original rocks. Okay. The crystals in the original rocks get recrystallized. This means the rocks get metamorphosed. The rocks formed through such a process are called metamorphic rocks. These rocks do not contain fossils. These rocks are heavy and hard. So students, the crystals in the original rocks gets recrystallized, means it gets processed again into the crystals. This means the rocks get metamorphosed. Metamorphosed means transformed. Okay. The rocks formed through such a process are called metamorphic rocks. These rocks do not contain fossils and rocks are heavy and hard. Okay. So students, now we are going to study the table given below and try to understand the Metamorphosis. So the first column is type of rock. Second is original rock. Third is photograph. Specimens. Fourth column is metamorphosed rock. And the fifth column is photograph. Specimens. Okay. And now, see the first one is igneous rock. Igneous rock, the original rock is granite. See the photograph is given here. Okay. Then metamorphosed rock of igneous rock is gneiss. This is the photograph of gneiss. Now the next type is again igneous rock. Original rock is basalt. See the photograph. This is the photograph of basalt. The metamorphosed rock is amphibolite. Okay, and this is the photograph of amphibolite. Next is sedimentary. Original rock is limestone. This is the photograph of limestone. Then metamorphosed rock is marble. And this is the photograph of marble. Next is the sedimentary rock. The original rock is coal. You can see here the photograph of coal. Next is diamond. Okay, so you can see the photograph of diamond. Next is the sedimentary rock. Original rock is sandstone. Next is the photograph of sandstone. And next is quartzite. And you can see the picture of photograph of quartzite. And the last is sedimentary rock, shale. This is the photograph of shale. Metamorphosed rock is slate and the photograph of slate. Okay. Now the next. Coal gets metamorphosed when it undergoes heavy pressure and intense heat. After coal gets metamorphosed into diamond, its price increases. We burn coal while we use diamonds as ornaments. So students, coal gets metamorphosed means processed when it undergoes heavy pressure and intense heat. After that, coal gets metamorphosed into diamond. Its price increases. Okay. We burn coal while we use diamonds as ornaments. Okay. Now this is the distribution of major rocks in Maharashtra. So students, see Maharashtra state distribution of major rock. See the index of the map. You can see light grey color basalt, dark grey color is granite, red color is laterite and yellow color is sedimentary rock. Okay. So students, in the map you can see the light grey color. See? Yes. You can see the light grey color. What is this? Basalt. Even here to the Nandurbar, you can see light grey color. This is what? Basalt. Okay. And the dark grey color over here, the region or the area, you can see that is granite. So here the red color shows in Sindhudurg is laterite rock and the little part of Ratnagiri. Now the next is, we can see the yellow color over here, that is sedimentary rock. Okay. Now the next, the basalt rock formed out of volcanic eruption has spread over a vast region of our state. Granite rock is found in the eastern parts and in South Konkan. Laterite is found in South Konkan. So we had seen in the map, okay, what we had seen, that granite rock is found in the eastern parts and in South Konkan. Laterite is found in South Konkan. Then the basalt rock formed out of volcanic eruption has spread over a vast region of our state. Okay. Now next, mineral wealth of Maharashtra. Because of thick and extensive layers of basalt, Maharashtra does not have large reserves of mineral wealth. Therefore, mining activity is concentrated in South Konkan and in Eastern Maharashtra. So students, mining activity is concentrated in South Konkan and in Eastern Maharashtra because of thick and extensive layers of basalt. Maharashtra does not have large reserves of mineral wealth. So this is the information of laterite. In the coastal region of Konkan in Maharashtra, we find laterite rock. It is found specially in Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg district. We had seen in the map. Okay. So what we have learned today? We have learned sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, fossils, distribution of major rocks in Maharashtra, mineral wealth of Maharashtra. So that's all for today. Sai Ram. Thank you.